I just went into regular mode and just decided to see how many fighters I can go through without getting knocked down. I made it to Victor Drago. And then I got defeated. No, I was just running through free play. Yeah, I played as him and started from Adonis and worked my way through. Made it all the way to here before I lost on championship mode. Clobber's the toughest one to beat, depending on your style. But I can beat him with Axel. No matter who I've been put up against. This guy right here can take on Clobber. No, Apollo. I can beat Apollo with Luke. I'll start underdog fight. Let me see if I still got my moonwalk on. Alright. Still got my moonwalk on. You watch. Woohoo. Moonwalk. Watch. I can walk like I'm walking forward, but I'm in backwards motion. It only works on regular walk motion. If you have advanced locomotion, it won't work. But your hands end up rolling like this instead of actually the walk motion, because the moonwalk you have to actually reverse. Where am I? I'm trying to get over here. Like you walk backwards with your hands moving like you're walking forward. So you got to walk backwards with the right hand motions like you're walking forward. But your feet move backwards. Well, looks like you're walking forward except you're in reverse. I'll show you. Watch. I'll go over here. Start like this. I don't even use the walk. I just use the walk buttons just to move myself closer. As long as I'm close enough, I can get those reach for your ears. The outside punches in. You really got to make sure you block. Yeah, mine are down to their last bar. Yeah, I find the computer's really easy to beat now. Stepping in, throwing a jab and a hook.
2, 3.
Oh, I just went through, what, 7 or 8 fights? Only 2 minutes per fight, though. 120 punches on average. For that little thing I just went through. I live streamed the whole thing, so there's a video of it. I'll try again another day. Woo.
1, 2.
Alright, punches and bunches coming up.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm a robot.
7.
I am inhuman.
One, two,
Yeah, moving doesn't always work.
3, 4,
I'm always using the buttons to step in.
6.
So whenever I throw a punch, like that straight jab, I'm always holding the walk buttons. And then right, left without walk buttons. When you stand up and like stand back, I'll usually use the walk buttons again. Just a quick jab, puts me right in front of you. Instead of doing the walk. Woo!
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I use the buttons, the walk buttons all the time. I just don't use them to walk. I use them, it just walks me forward when I do this. So it's just to move forward. But I always throw a jab in too. Put me a little bit closer. Ooh. That shoulder right. Yep, I'm one of the toughest fighters out there. Been through quite a few players. There's only 3 that can compete with me. Duchess, Heat Tactical, and Death Star. Oh, but Ink Star, he's better than me. He kicked my ass with that character right there. I didn't stand a chance. Even when I was tougher character, it was crazy. And I found out why. He can throw 1,182 or 62 punches. He's number 3 on the flurry bag. Yeah, so he's up there with yeah. He's a real boxer. He does the game for cardio. So he's an actual true boxer. He can throw. So he treated me like a friggin' speed bag. Just came in, was like, bop, 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 bop. I was like, what the? Just spent all day in stagger. Yeah. And then I thought, your name looks familiar. So after the fight, I just looked at the punching bags and I found his name. He's number 3. No. Ever since I got this game, I haven't bothered moving on to another. I'm hooked. Oh yeah? Nice. I'll have to look into that. Yeah.
As soon as they touch gloves, the fight is on.
Alright. Gotta do my moonwalk. Hello. Smothering. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come over here. Smother. Hey, quit hitting me in the belly, man. That tickles.
Scraps is a complete powerhouse.
It's a smothering technique. Get right in close and they have a hard time throwing punches. And then I can unload. Oh.
Scraps really showing off his power with that throw.
kind of a funky walk.
Oh, it looks like Scraps is reeling from that one.
A solid hit by Scraps.
Ooh! Caught with a left.
2, 3, 4.
That blow sent Scraps stumbling towards the rope.
Hard hit from Scraps.
Can't go too low.
Touches his
Your
opponent.
stamina will get lost as soon as you get about 1.5 feet from the ring. Like you might as well have fallen down.
1,
Somewhere around here. Yep, there it is. Red gloves.
4,
Scraps is starting to look tired.
A little higher than knee level.
If he can't put some distance between himself and his opponent, he'll have a hard time recovering.
delivering an absolutely devastating blow to his opponent. Scraps is struggling to regain his footing after that one.
Ooh, just caught the gloves.
2, 3,
Ski poles.
4, 5.
Scraps slams hard into his opponent.
One,
Stay down.
Scraps can barely keep his fist up.
Oh, he's getting back up.
6, 7, 8. Scraps looks like he's going for the knockout. Scraps takes another hit.
I ain't done. Oh yeah. Get pretty good at accuracy, picking shots, avoiding hitting gloves. You know how when you're in career and there's like a bunch of exercises just before a fight. In the final fight with the Operator Nash, if you can get up to 17, 18 exercises, your stamina will be top notch, more or less. I've made it to 18 plus 2 punches. Whew. It's hard to do. I had to actually leave the fight every time I didn't make it to 17 or more. Yep. Just join the fight, leave the fight, go back to the gym, and go back up to Rocky and try again. But yeah, it actually puts your stamina up in the PVR ring too. Yeah, gives you those few extra shots. That's what I've been doing. That's why I'm top 20 on most of the exercise bags. Number 3 on the double direction bag. I'm just trying to improve the 73 on the combo dummy. And 113, I think, on the reaction bag. I'm actually having a tournament this weekend. They have real tournaments? Oh, really? I wonder if they'll have something like that for this. Because I have noticed those tournaments and stuff in events. I've started a few of my own events. Just to see if we can get some people in and see what happens. I've been running into some good fighters, and they really make you change your style and like pick up different ways of being able to hit the guy, because some guys can kick my ass, and I've learned to defend against those and stuff, so I've gotten a lot better. And I've brought them to my last championship, we were only missing 2 people. OG Cheesequake and Heat Tactical. Other than that, the rest of the people I know that were really tough to beat in this game showed up, and I actually managed to clean house. I never lost a fight. Yeah, but that was only 4 of us. There were supposed to be 8 of us going through like a playoff. Whoever wins 2 first moves up. The final fight's 5, so you better have good stamina, because nobody wants to be there for no more than an hour or so. So we got to get these fights in, get down to a champion, and walk away with 1 winner. Somebody that wins all the fights. That's who you know they rank top for this week. Yeah. No, not yet. Still waiting on that. I try to stay in one place, like, so that my camera is always able to pick up my hands. And then if the guy steps backwards, I'll hit the walk buttons, and I'll throw 2 punches. And it usually takes me right in front of the fighter. You know how you walk? Yeah, I throw punches with those held. So instead of walking, I hit the buttons and then throw a punch. And it walks me forward automatically. Yeah, and it seems like the punch hits harder because it's like throwing a Superman punch with a walk motion. It's like stepping into it. Yeah. But it doesn't wear your power or your energy down nearly as much as trying to throw a really long punch. Because you're physically not moving the controller. You're actually walking your virtual character forward instead of moving your hand. I find the more you move your hands, the more stamina you wear out. Even if you were to just take your hands and spin circles with them, it'll wear them out. So the less you move your hands, the better. So even just hitting the walk buttons and using it as a guard. Because if you hit triangle and hit the walk buttons, it should automatically face me. And if you're holding the walk buttons, I could be back here. And I won't move. But it's automatically, any movements I make, it's moving me towards you. With walk buttons on. So if I were to throw a punch from back here, it would automatically put me right in front of you. So I'll stand back, throw a punch, and then release the walk buttons, unload. And then while you're trying to punch back, I'll be charging and holding the walk buttons too. So I'll be coming closer and closer. And that smothers. It makes it so hard for you to hit me, because I keep just staying right there. You know how smaller fighters have to fight bigger fighters? It's hard for you to get in if you're short, because the long arm guy can hit you before you get in close. So once you get in close, start hitting short punches, and the big guy has a hard time hitting you because you're too damn close. Some of it's kind of strategy. Technique comes in for sure. Which technique do you have? Whether it's rolling your hands to walk or the walk motion to walk. I have walk motion on, so this is the way I walk. Yeah. You can throw them, if you have the walk, locomotion on, you should be able to hold walk buttons and then throw under hooks in a way, and it should walk you backwards. Oh, actual underhook punches. Don't roll your hands. Just stand with a punching stance like you're going to fight. Yeah. And then with the walk buttons on, it'll automatically walk you backwards. Yeah, defensive punches and then offensive punches would be like rolling your hands sort of forward in a downward motion. But that really helps for, like, if people are dancing around you, hitting triangle and hitting walk, I can stay right there and circle around you. Kind of makes it hard for you to follow me, but you're always right where the camera is on my screen, because I'm always hitting triangle. As long as I'm hitting triangle and guarding my head, it should cover me up pretty good. But if I don't hit triangle, you can step beside me and hit me from the side. Or the back, because hitting the guy in the back of the head counts in this game. I've had to chase a guy. He kept running from me. I'm like, come back here! And I hit him in the back of the head as he's running. Yeah, I ended up beating him too. It was funny to see him just he's like, boom, trying to run from end to end. But I'm, of course, throwing the punches while he's running. He's trying to do the run motion, and I'm just throwing punches following him. I'm in. Oh yeah, I'm trying to train as many people as I can. Teach them all the little tricks, because you get better at those little tricks, and some styles will work better than others. Oh, I've had some fights where I made my chest hurt for sure. And 5-rounders. You go 5 fights. Oh, that's a killer. Alright, my signature walkout. Yeah, always be ready on that triangle. You always want to be facing your opponent. No matter what happens, always be facing your opponent.
A perfect hit from scraps.
I'm bobbing back and forth, and then walk with a left and a right. Walk with a left and a right.
Is a complete powerhouse.
That's how I'm hitting you with those 2 punches every time. Just holding the walk buttons, throwing left and right.
Lands a good hit.
What you gotta try to work on is covering up without throwing. Just try to hit me while I'm covered. If you, I seem to be able to hit you in your stance. So I'm not sure why it's not letting you cover up. Oh, that worked better. Covering up higher stopped me from getting those headshots. There's the leaving the face open again. If I can see your forehead, I'm gonna aim for it.
Showing off his power with that blow.
2, 3.
And every time I throw those 2 punches, I'm holding the walk buttons. So it's... Yep, go into stance.
Looks like he's going.
Triangle, walk buttons. Triangle, walk buttons. Hey? Well, yeah. I throw 2 punches and then let go. So it only moves me ahead about this far. Like 2 feet, 3 feet. Because I'll hold them for 2 seconds, throw 2 punches, and then let go. Just takes a couple steps forward. Watch from back here. I'll just hold the buttons and then throw 2 and let go. Throw 2 and let go.
Hit from scraps.
It's just walking me forward when I throw them. And if that bounce, you notice how I shot back like that? That's because at that moment we were both holding the walk buttons and trying to hit. So we kind of bounced off each other's gloves.
Scraps delivering an absolutely devastating.
Yeah, you're covering up better now. Because that's why I'm bouncing off of you. Yeah.
Catches his opponent right where it hurts.
Yeah, you can kind of do the in, step out, and then step back in. without letting go of the buttons though, by doing underhand and then overhand. Yeah, so you can walk in and then walk out. I can't do it because I'm in regular motion. So I'm just stepping in and smothering is my style. And if I see you throwing or moving your hands, it's going to make it a little easier for me to throw punches. Because the more you move your hands, the slower they'll get, right? Because they keep wearing out as you move them around. So, a couple punches at a time. It's one of the reasons I think Rocky trains you to go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because he wants you to keep your stamina up while you wear him down.
1, 2.
And then after you weaken them, that's when you go with the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Slams hard into his opponent.
Yeah. Sometimes I like just standing and brawling. Just getting into stagger, catching the stagger and just throwing back.
Hard punch from scratch.
Woohoo!
1, 2, 3.
Gucci, 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 Gucci. Oh, thought you'd be ticklish.
Scratch slams hard into his opponent.
No, that's when you know you're about to go down, when your hands start slowing down. That's what I find is all of a sudden it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. My hands aren't keeping up. They're not red, but they're not following properly. You're about 2 punches away from being knocked down, so start moving. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, this is what I do when I start getting too tired. I'm like, okay, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Occasionally you move the wrong way and you end up right in front of the guy. It's like, oh damn. I knew I was gonna go down. Sometimes you'll be running and I felt like I got clotheslined. The guy's hand was out like this, and I ran smack into it, and I went down. I'm like, damn, I was just trying to get away. It's like, thunk. Oh yeah, that's my favorite go-to is that Superman punch. When you're standing about this far away. Yeah, you line it up just right, and it could be your KO punch. When you come in, boom. The motion. I've ended up doing that punch, and then looked around, and the guy was behind me and down. I was like, oh yeah! Talk about walking over somebody. Just clobber, and almost like I clotheslined him. Oh, I looked back, and it was like, oh yeah, I got a knockdown. Another thing is, if you punch with one hand 2 or 3 times, it lets the other hand charge. So you can continuously punch without getting tired. I've managed to unload 2,500 and something punches in 12 minutes because my fight glitched out. No, my fight glitched out. I was fighting Adonis Creed versus his father in Seattle. And as we hit the second round, I knocked him down. He never got up. The counts kept going. The bell rang, put him back in the corner, but he didn't stand up. He stayed laying down. So I just walked up to him and just started to and registered as many punches as I could. But I kept thinking, damn it, I killed Apollo. He died in the second round. Oh, it was weird. Because he'd get every round he'd get repositioned in the corner. Whether his feet were hanging way up high, where his face was planted on the board and his legs were out here. It was hilarious. Every time a round started, he'd have a whole new pose. I took a bunch of pictures of it. Even the end of the fight, it was like 2,500 and something punches. Oh, that needs a picture. See how it says the number of hits? It barely fit in there. Like it showed it half over this line. Oh yeah, you can see the floor. How's that supposed to work? I've had the ring glitch out where I got knocked out, and when I left beyond this wall, I could see sky and what appeared to be like water or more sky below me, but it was a different shade or color. So it was like I was all of a sudden in the air, floating way outside the ring. It didn't go to darkness, it went to light. And I could see the building. I could see the building that the fight's taking place in the distance. I just made my way back. And then eventually when I did make my way back, another knockdown happened and it went black and white. All the colors in the game went black and white. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this thing? Oh yeah, I came back to life as a ghost. Couldn't see color. That's what it felt like when I got knocked out. It was like, whoa. I'm not used to this. I could see the sky. Because if you look outside the windows, there's actually the sky and stuff is out there. So that's what you end up seeing. And the clouds are actually moving. That's a trip. I feel like I'm moving. Like this building is floating along the ocean. Okay, now I'm starting to feel it rock. Oh, you can actually see the sun coming in. I didn't really notice that before. I got sent into the light. Walk towards the light. Alright, well, it's pretty late here. I'm gonna call it a night. Alrighty, you have a good one. I'll catch you another time. Yeah, bring up that stamina. 18 exercises. It's a hard one to reach. No, in one, like when you're setting up for one fight, like the fight against the Operator Nash, there's 18 exercises you can get through. If you're fast enough, you can get through all those stages up to 18 before they stop you. I got 18 and 2 punches in and I was like, what was that? And you know what? I missed. Those 2 punches were 2 misses because I didn't know what the next exercise was going to be because I've never been there. Now that I've been there, now I know I can hit that combo. If it turns into... The 18th exercise was the combo dummy. So I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. And I think there might be one more to do before it goes to the next exercise. They change, but I find, yeah, there's it's somewhat in a certain order. So if you keep playing, you'll notice that, okay, I've done this one before. I know what's coming up next. But it does change the order of it. But the last and final exercise, that 17th one, I always find is the glowing green dots. So when I get to that glowing green dots, if I can get rid of them, I know I'm into the 18th exercise. Alrighty. You too. Oh, hey. Wasn't sure if anybody can see the camera.